Waking Life is a thought-provoking animated film directed by Richard Linklater, released in 2001. The movie explores profound philosophical themes that resonate with the ideas of David Hume, particularly concerning the nature of reality, personal identity, and free will. The film's unique rotoscoping animation technique adds to its dreamlike quality, blurring the lines between reality and dreams.
In the movie Waking Life, the main story follows a young man who drifts in and out of his dreams. He meets different people who share their thoughts about their life, reality, and even human existence. The film doesn't follow a traditional plot, but instead feels like a journey through conversations where each scene explores questions about whether we are awake, dreaming, or even control of our lives. Some important scenes shows that the main character realizing that this connects to David Hume's philosophy because we all knew that David Hume argued that all knowledge comes from our senses and experiences, not just from reason alone. In the same way, the movie shows that our senses, our sense of reality is built from shifting perception, similar to Hume's idea of the self as a bundle of changing thoughts and experiences. That's why the movie Waking Life reflects his view that the self and reality are always in motion, never fixed.
The movie entitled Waking Life 2001 is packed with philosophical ideas. It's like a dream filled with conversations about life, meaning and existence, and somehow it appeared to be the sort of changes at some aspects and indeed related to true to life allegiance. Without further ado, here are some of the main ideas in philosophy shown in the film. First is the free will versus determinism. The film questions whether our choices are truly our own or if life is already determined by external forces, biology, or even dreams themselves. It appears early in the film characters debate whether our choices are truly ours or if everything is already set, whether in biology, fate, or external forces. Secondly is the nature of reality. A central theme is whether reality is something objective out there or whether it's shaped by how we perceive and interpret the world. The dreamlike setting reflects this uncertainty. It appears that the main character keeps waking up into new dreams, echoing in Descartes' doubt. How do we know if we're really awake? Thirdly is the existentialism. The characters often wrestle with meaning and purpose. The film echoes thinkers like Sartre and Kierkegaard, asking whether we create meaning through the choices or whether life is ultimately absorbed. Midway characters talk about the lack of inherent meaning in life. A character even says that life may be just random chances. The fourth one is the identity and self. Many scenes explore what it means to be a self. Are we defined by our thoughts, our consciousness, or just fleeting moments of awareness? So, several conversations ask what makes us who we are. Some argue it's memory, others says it's awareness in the present moment. The fifth one is ethics and morality. It questions about right and wrong, which appears in subtle ways, especially in discussions about human responsibility, authenticity, and how we treat others. The question of right and wrong emerges through talk about politics, relationships, and responsibility. If we are free, how should we live? The sixth one is the dream, time, and death. At first, dreams, time, and death are treated as intellectual topics in conversation. Midway, they become personal struggles for the dreamer who wonders if he's dead, dreaming, or trapped in time. By the end, they transform into an existential acceptance. Life is fleeting and uncertain, but we can still live meaningfully within the dreamlike flow of time toward death. And lastly is the communication and connection. The film highlights how language, art, and even casual conversation shape how we share and build understanding of reality. In short, Waking Life invites viewers to think about how we know what's real, how we make choices, and what gives life meaning, all through a surreal dreamlike lens. Therefore, the story mirrors philosophical questions about reality, choices, and meaning, wherein the characters embodies different philosophical voices, such as existentialist, determinist, mystics, and anarchist. Visually, the film represents unstable, shifting perception, just like our own experience of life and dreams, so it ends symbolizes the ultimate philosophical acceptance of uncertainty, mortality, and transcendence.
Compare the movie themes and the philosopher ideas. Do the movies and the philosopher agree or disagree? Hmm. First, let's compare the movie Walking Life with the idea of philosopher David Hume. Hume believed that all knowledge is driven from sensory experience and that true knowledge is unattainable. His philosophy is centered on the distinction between impression and ideas, arguing that ideas are always inferior to impressions. Now, let's talk about the agree and disagree. For me, it's both neutral. Why? First, let's talk about why I agree. Both Hume's and Walking Life place a strong emphasis on experience as the foundation of knowledge and understanding. Hume's focus on sensory impressions, while the film explores states of consciousness and the subjective natures of reality. Next is the disagreement. Why? David Hume's highly skeptical about the possibility of attaining true knowledge. Walking Life embraces a more open-ended exploration of different perspectives and possibilities. The film doesn't necessarily conclude that knowledge is unattainable, but rather celebrates the journey of inquiry and discovery. Hume's leaned to a focus on what can be known through the sense potential, leading to a more grounded view of reality, while Walking Life, on the other hand, delves on the dreamlike state and outer perceptions, blurring the lines between reality and illusions.
Hi everyone, good day ma'am. I'm Jessie Pixar HILOT and I'll share a short character analysis of the movie Waking Life. The film feels like a dream where the main character drifts through conversations about life, identity, and meaning. I connect these characters to David Hume's philosophy that the self isn't fixed but just a bundle of perceptions. Number one is the main character or the dreamer. The main character doesn't really control what's happening. His identity shapes as he moves through different senses. This reflects Hume's idea that the self isn't a one solid thing, but just a flow of experiences. The couple in bed. They talk about dreams, time, and reincarnation. This reflects how our sense of self over time is just an illusion created by memory and imagination. The man with the burning oil. He rants about media, power, and control. His passion shows how social structures shape our sense of self, reminding us that identity is also influenced by external forces, not just inner perception. The angry cellmate. He shouts about justice, punishment, and freedom. His angry shows the raw, emotional side of identity, how strong feelings and experiences also shape who we think we are. The philosopher in the bar. He's full of energy, saying we recreate ourselves in every moment. This shows the freeing side of Hume's philosophy. If the self isn't fixed, we can always change who we are. So in Waking Life, the characters each bring philosophy to life. The movie shows us that the self is always shifting, and meaning isn't something we find, it's something we create. To be truly awake is to notice, to question, and to live fully in the presence.